Hi everyone, welcome back. We are in the module 10 of the SharePoint series, and module 10 is security and access control. So in this session we are going to discuss about how the SharePoint handles the internal authentication to authenticate the users, and the rest of the authentication mechanism is carried out. So basically the SharePoint Microsoft 365, it has a wide range of the customers with a variety of usability and scenarios and security needs. So what internally happen is the SharePoint will carry out, there are two different aspects. One is the Azure Active Directory, which will if the users are posted in the cloud, that Azure Active Directory will take care of the validation. And another scenario is if the users are coming and hosted in a altogether different environment, and they have their own identity provider like federated services or something like that, then that would be another scenario that we will be discussing in this case. So let us say a user who is started to access the online sites, so how that authentication process is carried out. For example, here a new user tries to open the browser and connect to any of the SharePoint online site. So what will happen is they will hit the SharePoint admin URL either with a RFA and FedAuth cookie. So what will happen is this user has to go to the Azure AD. So what Azure AD will do is it will ask for the user's email address to first to get the IDP, so that the IDP can be authenticated first. See, if the user is coming from the on-prem, so because the Azure AD don't have that information, so what it will do is it will route the request to the ADFS or the Active Directory federated service, asking for the IDP for authentication. So after that, what happens is the authentication authenticated user is passed back to the Azure AD to receive authentication token. So basically it will validate if the user is authorized to use it, then it will pass back the token, and Azure AD what it will do, it will take that token and redirect the browser session to online for access. Okay, so in the meantime, if the customer is using Azure AD as their IDP, then email address from the step 3 is retained, and user enters the password session. So after that, what will happen is the client's browser provides the Azure AD authentication token to SharePoint for online validation. Then SharePoint online validate the token from the browser with the Azure Active Directory. So once it is done, the SharePoint online issues the user to cookies known as the RFA and FedAuth cookies. Okay. So this RTFA and FedAuth, along with the FedAuth cookies, finally the validation is completed, and the user is granted the required resources to access. And the next two topics are the session and persistent cookies. So basically when accessing, you might have noticed that your sessions are retained. So these are nothing but the cookie information that is stored in the browser. So Azure AD provides me, if you want to save those credentials, it will save those, and next time when you try to log in, it will try to use the same cookies. So that is called the persistent cookies, and these cookies are actually saved in the browser's cache and will persist even if the browser is closed or the computer is restarted. Hope this session is clear. In the next session we are going to talk about compliance. Thank you.